if price is making a higher high, looking back 30 bars, yeah, I guess we could generate an output that way. And so if price is moving lower, then the current bar is going to be lower or less than the high of the last 30 bars, and so then no output. I guess we could do something like that. Jerry says yes. Okay, so you're wanting to do a reversal analysis. So this sounds like it would be a counter trend signal that you're looking for. All right, so something like that, right? A 30 bar, higher, higher, lower, low, counter trend output. So let's get, let me get these indicators off my chart here. First thing I'm going to do is put a visual aid on our chart. And it just so happens that we have this older indicator that really does not get used anymore, but we have to keep it included for the sake of, older BloodHound templates that may have used this indicator. And it's Chameleon. So way back in the day, Chameleon is what we used to access all of the price data from NinjaTrader, right? So you can see the Chameleon has the median price, weighted price, typical price, and of course all the rest. So that's how we used to access all of this price data within solvers within BloodHound, but it's not really needed anymore. But it does have a couple of cool things that it can do still as a visual aid here. So if I take this look back period and set it to 30, what's going to happen is that the high plot and the low plot, it's going to show me the highest high with a 30 back look back period, and it's going to show me the lowest low of a 30 period look back period, right? So if I click OK, right, and there we go, right? So this should make sense, right? This is obviously a low point, and that low point is being extended out for 30 bars, right, for a 30 period. And then the low point starts stepping up, right, as price started stepping up, right? So it went up one, and then, right, that became the low point at some point, right? So anyways, there we go. So we can see, right, the highest high and lowest low looking back 30 bars. So we have a little visual aid here. What we'll do when the high of the bar, right, when the high of the bar equals the highest high, well, then you know that new highs are being made. And so this is when we'll generate that counter trend output. And if, let's grab this, right, and then occasionally, right, the markets have been on quite a bit of an uptrend. And occasionally, right, we'll get one bar here that makes a lower low. And so we'll get an output, right, whenever that low equals the lower low. Let's see if we have some better examples back here. Yeah, here we go. Right, so here we go. We got this nice downtrend. So we'll have a bunch of bars that we'll have an output on as new lower lows are being made, something like that. Okay, so let's get BloodHound open. To do this, right, we're going to compare, either the high of the bar or the low of the bar to this 30 period look back, of the highest high or the lowest low. So we're going to use a comparison solver to do that. Yes, this is a counter trend. So we're going to use the low price to generate a long signal or the high price to generate a long signal. And we're going to compare that to a 30 bar or 30 period highest high or lowest low. All right, so input A, that's going to be the current bar. Right, let's stretch this out. Right. So, yeah, so input A, that's just going to be looking at the current bar. All right, so input A is going to be price. And so for a long, since this is counter trend, we're going to look at the low of the bar. And for a short, we're going to be using the high of the bar. And then input B, that will also be price. And that will also, for a long, that will also be using the low price. For short, the high price. But input B, that's going to be our 30 bar look back to find that highest high and lowest low. So we're going to put 30 into the look back period. All right? And then that is going to open up the look back processing mode. So for a long output, let's pull that out. So for longs, we're using low price. So for longs, if we want to find the lowest low of the last 30 bars, well, the look back processing needs to be looking for the minimum value, right? The lowest low is going to be the minimum low value of the last 30 bars, right? And so the so the short processing is going to be the opposite. We want to look at the max value. Now, for the outputs here, we want A equals B, like so. Why is it A equals B? Well, here, let's take a look at this. Right, when a new high is made, right, the high of that bar is equal to the highest high of the last 30 bars, right? So the highest high equals the high of that bar. That's why it's A equals B, right? Because this high equals this high of the last 30 bars. So let's see here. I missed one of the outputs. There, I was wondering why I was getting all these short outputs here. And that's because I missed, in my short outputs, I missed turning one of these off. So let's set that to 0. There we go. There. So now, when a new high is made, we're going to get a short. Like that. There we go. Right, and so looking back here, there we go. New highs are made, and we're getting a short output, like so. And then, there we go. If some new lows are being made, we're getting a long output there. All right, so Jerry, is that what you're looking for there? Yeah, so Jerry says he's looking for the end of a long trend. So, yeah, looking for potential reversals. Yeah, so I think this is what you want. So as a new low is being made, you're looking for potential, long reversals or long entries. All right, yeah, so Joe's saying, all right, so if the next bar is opposite, then reversal. Okay, sure. Yeah, we could tie something like that in. So let's take a look. Yeah, here we go. So we have this down bar here. And so if the next bar, is an up bar, since Jerry's not being very specific, but I'll just do something simple, right? So if the next bar is an up bar, like right there, or like right here, right, we could generate a long signal there instead. So we take this, and what we're going to need to do is take a look back node and in the look back node we're using this displacement function, right? So it's already set to 1, so it's already on, and let me just name this. So we're doing a displacement of 1. So what that does is it shifts everything forward, right? So if you look at the outputs now, right, remember the output was on this down bar here. Well, it's been shifted forward 1 bar. So now it is on, right, the next bar. And so next what we need to do is grab a bar direction right? So the bar direction, right, can verify that, the next bar is an up bar, versus a down bar, for example, right? And so if we join those two conditions together with an AND node, we have that, and then we add this bar direction in like that, and there we go. So now we're left with some, filtered signals there. So, right, so after we get a new lower low, if the next bar is up, then we get a signal, right? New lower low, the next bar is up, right? And here's a new lower low, the next bar is up. So with this comparison solver and this look back node, you can now kind of add your own custom filtering, to kind of filter out, specifically what you're looking for there. So you could replace this bar direction with something, a little more intricate, a little more complicated, a little more complex. If you're looking for, more complex situations like that, you just replace the bar direction with, whatever your other secondary conditions are. So your primary condition is looking for lower lows or higher highs, and then your secondary condition is finding that triggering mechanism. So